It has been a year. It seems like we have reached multiple levels of crazy. The pandemic, political unrest, systemic racism, climate change, and the resulting devastating weather and fires. We are being challenged in big ways. This has given me pause for thought. So today is going to be a bit of a different video. I'm going to share some thoughts on these topics, some thoughts on how we need to adapt and change, and I will end with some thoughts on how it all relates to living well with chronic illness. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome. If you are new to the channel or not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. When walking in the woods recently, I came across this pretty little painted rock. This too shall pass. Like many of you, I'm in a kind of state of disbelief and shock over what's happening in our world right now. I have been hunkered down in my house, mostly isolating myself. I have been watching and taking it all in, and honestly, I have been shocked and stunned. There has been a lot of uncertainty and anxiety about not knowing what the future is going to bring. Comment below if you've been feeling the same. This pandemic, it is challenging all of our lives, and it's proving to be very difficult. As a society, we're grappling with the changes that are needed in response to this virus, and it's been really hard. For months and months, we've been asked to change how we live and work and shop and interact with each other. And politics? Oh boy, this has been a doozy of a year for those of us living in the U.S. We have never seen such turmoil, anger, and division. Neighbors, friends, and family members are at odds. There is mistrust and anger and brokenness. And for my friends in the UK, well, you have some idea of the divide. We've also reached a tipping point with systemic racism in the US and worldwide. Can you imagine living your entire life being told you can't or shouldn't do something? Or having people change their behavior when they're around you? Or feeling threatened or unsafe just because of the color of your skin? Many people of color in the US and around the world for generations have lived and continue to live this. Is it any wonder there's this level of frustration and protest? Is it any wonder that we as a society have reached this point in the matter of systemic racism and climate change? The increase of the devastating weather and fires because of climate change can seem overwhelming and hopeless. To see entire communities wiped out by fire is almost beyond comprehension. It can seem like there's nothing we can do about it. It is amazing to me that making changes that are for the collective good of the entire community, nation, or world are being pushed back upon so hard and for so long. I get it, change is hard, but wowza people. Seeing some still resisting the changes needed after all this time makes me ask, isn't it time for change for the greater good? For a collective overall well-being? If each person started making changes, we could affect change. We can affect change. We can slow down or stop the spread of the virus. If more people voted and got involved in local and national government, we can change policy. Educating ourselves on what our brothers and sisters of color have faced throughout history and continue to face in their lives, and then start to change our behavior and use our voices to affect change. Like John Lewis, I invite you to get into trouble. Good trouble. We can all make personal changes in the way we live to offset our personal contribution to climate change. And we can start supporting companies that don't harm the environment. We can lead by example. As the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. But you know what's amazing? As I reflect back upon this year, I am seeing some that are accepting the need to change and adapting, and it fills me with hope. We are letting go of the former version of our lives. We are embracing change for the overall good, for the good of our fellow man, and it's exciting and a bit empowering. My diagnosis with MS has forced me to change my life. It's forced changes upon me. As I dove into the research and followed the science, I knew changes were needed. Some of those changes have not been easy, and I've experienced a lot of frustrating days. I didn't want to change. Change is hard. I had been told that I have a progressive, degenerative, and incurable disease. I knew this wasn't going to pass. My body has changed. I have permanent damage to my brain and to my nerves. One of the aha moments I had as I was coming to grips with the diagnosis and fully understanding what was happening to me was that my body was in a state of dis-ease, and I had to acknowledge my part in it. There is still no known cause for MS, but there are factors within my control that contribute to my health and my well-being, or lack thereof. It was hard and uncomfortable to do this critical self-examination. I ate the standard American diet. I did not get the rest that I needed. I didn't manage my stress well. I didn't exercise enough to keep my body in good condition. Heck, I didn't even hydrate enough. I took better care of my houseplants. In doing this self-examination and acknowledging my part in my health and my dis-ease, it gave me power to do something about it. I could take steps to help put my body back into a state of ease. I could look at the bigger picture of my overall well-being. I may not be able to cure my MS, but I can certainly get better control of it. After doing a fair bit of research, I decided to follow the Overcoming MS program, and I will put a link in the description below to that program. I have changed my diet, I've changed my exercise routines, and I've had to recognize the importance of rest and sleep. I've added supplements to support my body and address deficiency, and I'm trying to manage stress. And I've added disease-modifying medication. Making these changes has given me back a sense of control. This disease may not pass, but I can live well with it. I do all this in reaction to my diagnosis to my disease. I'm doing this to support my whole body and my overall well-being. It has not been easy, but you know what's amazing is how when we have no other choice, we adapt. Letting go of the former version of myself was hard, but creating my new self was a bit empowering and a little exciting. I had to take steps to adjust and correct my diet and lifestyle. There were things that I did not want to change. There were things that I did not want to give up. There were old patterns and habits that were hard to break, but I knew it was for the greater good of my overall health. And if I'm being really honest, there's still some work to be done. I'm a work in progress. I have fallen into some old unhealthy habits during this year, this pandemic, and I'm feeling the effects of long-term stress. And I've slipped a bit with my diet. But I'm recommitting to healthier habits today. I need to take better care of myself. I need to be more careful. And when I say careful, I mean full of care. A friend of mine who's a lay speaker at my church gave a sermon once, and she spoke of taking care, and she used the term exquisite care. It has stayed with me for years. Exquisite care. I invite you to take this time to reflect on where you are with your chronic illness, your health, and see opportunities to make changes to improve your overall health and see hope. And take exquisite care of yourself. I also invite you to take exquisite care with your community, your nation, and your world. So the questions of the day are, what changes can you make for your health and well-being? How can you adapt? How are you going to take exquisite care of yourself? Please add your comments below. Thank you for joining me today. If you want to be notified of my upcoming videos, you can sign up for my newsletter and get email notifications when they are released by selecting the link in the description below this video. Or click the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell. YouTube will notify you when the next video is published. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up, the like button. This will help me and help others to find this channel. Take care and be well.